Hi everyone, this is Perfume Coast, so welcome to my channel. On this channel I'm talking about fragrances and scents, and I'm continuing a series of videos dedicated to most popular profiles in the perfumery. And today I'll be talking about powdery profile. So without further ado, let's jump into the ocean of perfumes. So powdery profile to me gives you this gorgeous powdery and cosmetic texture, or if blended with buttery notes, it may give off this lipsticky effect as well. Fragrances belonging to this profile also may come across as velvety and suede, and largely this effect is achieved through the presence of such notes as iris, orris, which is iris root, violet, heliotrope, which is a big resemblance to almond, and even patchouli. Talking about blending, depending on which other notes powdery profile is blended with, we may receive various types of powdery twists, so to speak. It can be this dry powder alone, it could be leather, it could be vanilla, fruity effect, nutty twist, and even green effect. And that's precisely how I'm going to structure my next few videos dedicated to powder profile. I'll just, break down my videos into 5 ones dedicated to this or that twist. So let's start off with this classic powdery profile that's non-sweet and therefore all year round. And the first fragrance that I'd like to introduce to you is called Luxury by the house Mizensir. So on the top, in terms of the note, we've got bergamot and orange blossom. In the middle, there's iris and ambroxan. And finally, in the base, there's white musk, Tahitian vanilla, and benzoin and tonka bean. So here, what we're dealing with is this bright citrusy opening. You can detect tones of irisy suede right away. It's citric and suede combination that lends this extremely sparkly feel, which also lasts till the very deep dry down. So the fragrance impression I would give you is this suede purse, which sort of boosts your confidence as you carry on with your day. It's this comfortable feel of expensive suede accessory nicely complementing your outfit. And it's quite long-lasting scent and, as mentioned before, is also all year round. Next up is another gem in my collection, which is called Nuee Bleue by the house Violet. And what we're having here in terms of the notes is the following. So on the top there's bergamot, lemon and orange blossom. In the middle there's iris and carnation. And finally in the base there's white musk, benzoin and sandalwood. So it's very similar to the previous fragrance, minus suede impression. It starts also with this bright and sparkly bergamot and lemon. There's also a hefty dose of powdery iris, but where the difference lies is that this one goes into the slightly green direction. And as the scent progresses, this greenness amplifies. I can smell carnation, amplifying tangy aspect as well. So it's overall very dry, cold, non-sweet perfume. And coldness, I think, connects nicely with the name of this fragrance, Nuee Bleue, which is translated as a blue cloud. You can almost smell this blue color and effect that this fragrance has to it because of all the coldness. And it also lasts quite long and quite well. And it's also a very unisex fragrance, I'd say. Next up is another fragrance along the same lines, which is called Tender Light, and it's by the house Estee Lauder. So let's take a quick look at what Fragrantica is giving us here in terms of the notes. So what we're having here is just 3 notes. We've got Chinese tea on the top, in the middle there's bergamot, and finally in the base there's Tuscan iris. So first thing that comes to mind is how well blended this perfume is from start to finish. It starts off with the sparkly bergamot nicely blended with velvety iris, no surprises there. But iris here is a touch sweeter, just enough to soften the excessive liveliness of the citrus, but not in any way to make it any way sweeter. It has this soft velvety texture across the whole lifetime, and if the fragrance mentioned before called Luxury gives you this suede effect, this one is more about soft velvet corduroy texture. So this fragrance is very calming and comforting, perhaps through the presence of tea note on the top. It's absolutely addictive fragrance, giving you this impression of velvety Earl Grey tea. And finally, what we're having here in terms of the collection dedicated to the classy powdery profile is another one called Infusion d'Iris, Cedre by the house Prada. And here what we're having in terms of the notes is this cluster of notes. And those notes are iris, cedar, Tunisian neroli, incense, and benzoin. So Infusion line, of course, includes many more great fragrances such as this, fig, almond, mandarin, orange blossom, rose, ylang ylang, and the newest one, rhubarb with the aldehydes, which I haven't smelled yet. Now this one is probably the most, called fragrance among the whole line, across the whole line. So the woody stud in combination with neroli, iris, and incense gives you this resinous, almost rubbery feel to it. It almost gives you this, effect comparable with the new car tires. But don't be scared, the scent is great, and whilst being unusual, it's also very classic and well blended. But because of this tires effect that I can detect, it's quite intriguing as well. Overall, the scent is very clean, cold, and unisex. Perhaps it's the most unisex fragrance out of all the 4 fragrances mentioned in this video. And to some extent, it may come across as slightly masculine leaning because of all the coldness and absence of sweetness whatsoever. But this is the last fragrance as mentioned before. If you've liked this video, guys, please give it a like, please subscribe to the channel, please provide your comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye.